welcome back to Reactions That Rock. I am Seth, a former rock and roll radio DJ turned farmhand at the Bar None Dude Ranch. Or something like that. Anyway, today we're checking out Jason Aldean. And I gotta be honest with you, the number one reason I went to this is because apparently this guy causes controversy wherever he goes and whenever he puts a new song out, and I would really like to get the accidental views when whatever he said or does this time makes it onto YouTube, and everybody comes here looking for it. So, if you came here hoping for Jason Aldean controversy, go ahead, watch this till the end. You might enjoy it. If you just stumbled across this because you want a reaction to the song, you're going to enjoy that anyway. So, you know I don't do a whole lot of country. Obviously, I know who Jason Aldean is. The whole world knows who Jason Aldean is. But I have no idea what this song sounds like. I don't know if it's a ballad. I don't know if it's going to be one of his kind of crunchy Aldean and the Boys blowing it up type songs. It's 3 minutes and 14 seconds. So I have a feeling this is going to be a quick punch. Based on the name of the song, I'm assuming he's saying, "Mamas, let your kids play in the dirt, let them drive tractors, let them crash their trucks, blah, 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 let them have their first beer, let them shoot guns." Not making any statements on any of that. I know sometimes you country folks get mad at me when I actually point out the country tropes, but I'm assuming this is probably where that's going. And of course I could be wrong, but the song is called "Let Your Boys Be Country," and it sounds to me like this is pretty much what we're saying here. And again, I'll leave the messaging to him. Without further ado, we're going to fire this up. Jason Aldean, "Let Your Boys Be Country." It's crunchy.
Let your boys be country.
Oh, and he gets right into it.
Let him keep that red dirt on his boots. Make him proud of that middle nowhere he's got down in his roots. Let him work in the hayfield, sweating for a little summer cash. Raise them hard, raise them tough, bring them up to have their brothers back.
Okay, so this is probably going to be another one of those controversial ones because he's saying let your boys grow up and be country boys, which grow up into be country men, and we all know the state of the world today. Anyway, so far I'm digging it. What he's singing about is actually, and I'm going to break down a little wall here for you about myself, what he's actually singing about is my childhood. I grew up in a very small town, 1,200 people. Were in it by the time I moved out of it, and I think they changed it back to 1199 when I left. My Uncle Charlie baled hay. He had all the equipment, the machines, everything. As a young kid, we would go hang out there. I was too young to be of any use, of any help whatsoever, but that didn't stop me from climbing on his tractors and all that stuff. I get it. This is, I didn't have a motorbike. My dad was a cop and would not allow that, but we did have... we rode our bikes, our 10 speeds, our mountain bikes all over town. When the sun went down, we didn't get home fast enough and we got in trouble and all that stuff. And I'm pretty sure this is basically what he's saying. That's what it sounds like. And I'm sorry, country guys, there's an old country trope about red dirt roads, and he nailed it within the first verse here. So he's holding true to what I expect. But so far I dig it. And again, he's describing my childhood, so I can't hate it too much.
Let them ride round in trucks, making back road noise. Let them hang out on Friday, get wild with the boys. Let them go to the woods in the cold, painted up camo green. Yeah, let them chase, let them fall for a small town girl. Let everything inside these county lines be his whole world.
Okay, I never really took to hunting. I got my hunting license because that's what you do when you grow up in a small town. But I never went out and never killed anything. And I don't have a problem with those that do. But again, he's singing about my childhood. So it's a new song, and I'm feeling nostalgic, man. I'm gonna cry when this thing is done, and probably pop open some whiskey because again, that's how it's done. And yes, as a rock and roll DJ, I do have whiskey kicking around real close to me at pretty much all hours of the day.
You want him to grow up to be someone he's damn proud to be. Mamas, let your boys be country. Teach them yes, ma'am, and no, ma'am, and never turn down a cold beer. Tell them there ain't nothing greener than the grass you're standing on right here. Let them ride round in trucks, making back road noise. Let them hang out on Friday, get wild with the boys. Let them go to the woods in the cold, painted up camo green. Let them fall for a small town girl. Let everything inside these county lines be his whole world. You want him to grow up to be someone he's damn proud to be. Mamas, let your boys be country. Mamas, let your boys be country. Small town girl, let everything inside these county lines be his whole world. You want him to grow up to be someone he's damn proud to be. Mamas, let your boys ride around in trucks, making back road noise. Let them hang out on Friday, get wild with the boys. Let them go to the woods in the cold, painted up camo green. Mamas, let your boys be country. Let your boys be country.
A little Georgia in there right at the end in case we didn't know. I can't hate it. It's it hit all the country tropes. Never turn down a beer. I'm gonna throw this out here real quick to my country folks. It is perfectly fine to turn down a beer. Maybe I'll lose cred with the country community, but I gotta tell you something. There's a little extra glorification of getting drunk and doing stupid things, which is perfectly fine. God knows I've been there. My 20s went by in a blur, man. But it's okay to turn down the occasional beer, and if you have a problem, I'm going to be the first one to say it. Seek help, because there's no sense in destroying your whole family for a Miller Lite or whatever else. But anyway, so that out of the way. And I know it's country. There's beers everywhere. It's fine. Don't get mad at me, and if you are, be sure to flame me in the comments below. I'm a big boy. I can handle it. The song itself is a song of my childhood. I don't know if anybody grows up like this anymore, and maybe that's the problem. As you can see, I turned up into a well-adjusted adult with absolutely zero problems whatsoever. It's not like I'm posting myself talking about other songs on the internet hoping for validation. Hit that like button. Subscribe. But anyway, that's how I grew up. The song has a sense of nostalgia to me. It's I love it. I love it. Jason Aldean, you're going to make me cry. If I had listened to this ahead of time, I would have planned a prop. I would have had a box of tissues sitting right on my desk, and I would have pulled it out and pretended to, because, God, this is right in the feels, man. This was my childhood. I've said that 1,000 times, and it's true. So I'm hoping you had a childhood like this, too. I see kids today, and they live their life in their tablets and their cell phones, and some of us adults do that now just a little too much too. Put the tablets down, put the cell phones down, unless of course you're checking out my YouTube videos, at which point keep them, pass them around to the family. Make sure to share what I'm doing with everybody you know. But other than that, put the tablets and the phones down. I dig the song. It's right in the heart. It's that, yeah, I mean, you saw me doing the whole head bob thing, the sway, the country rock, whatever you want to call it. It's hard not to get into the vibe of this song. It's hard not to feel this as a guy who grew up with this, because I love the way I grew up. We played in the dirt. We swam in the lakes, the mud holes, that we went out in the woods. We caused minor problems that felt major at the time, but they were really nothing. We just had fun. You learn from that. You make mistakes out in the middle of nowhere, and you figure life out there. So I love it. I dig it. It totally my vibe. As far as the video and the lyrics go, it's a little sing-songy to me. It wasn't as crunchy as I thought it was going to be going in. I know Aldean's got some songs that really kind of just hit. I know the band behind him can really rock out when they want to. This was a little more sing-songy, and that's okay. Is it my jam? Probably not, but I'm going to be honest with you. I'm going to tell like 10 or 15 people that I know about this song, and I'm going to be like, hey, what does this remind you of? So even though it's probably not something I'm going to be rocking out to on repeat in my car or truck or whatever it is I drive over and over again, there's a strong possibility that I will at least tell other people who grew up the same way I did, hey, you got to check this out. Does that remind you of, wrestling in the backyard and getting into it and getting hurt and falling out of trees? And I love it. So if you feel the same way, or if you've liked this video, go ahead, give me those validating thumbs up. Also hit the subscribe button. I can't say that enough. We got a lot more Reactions That Rock coming up. And until we see you again, rock and roll.